Hi, thank you for joining me today. And in today's process video, I'm working with the new American Crafts Hello Little Boy. Yep, just checking that that's what it was called, and documenting a photo of James from back in 2008 when he wasn't quite one. We were visiting my in-laws in Northern Ireland and he was just having some time playing on the floor, although as I put in the journaling, I think he was more interested in looking at the camera than actually playing. So I've taken a white card background per usual, but I've actually trimmed down this letter paper to 11 inches square, and I'm just centering that on the white paper and then roughing up the edges of the sides. I have created this as a page kit for Hey Little Magpie, and I've also created a baby girl version using a picture of Amelia. So if you're interested in a page kit rather than buying the products individually, that will be linked in the description box below. But I thought I would show you how I did it on camera so that if you wanted to recreate, you could. Loads of us have baby photos, don't we? Whether they're our own babies or nieces or nephews or friends' babies. So I thought this would be good fun. So I've just trimmed this piece down to about 8 inches wide and then torn a strip off the bottom, and then that torn strip I'm just gluing the other piece down to create interest on that banner. I managed to get glue all over that because I stuck it up a bit too high, but no matter, it will dry. So just curling up those edges, and then I shall get this banner stuck down onto the background and then start embellishing. And I want to create like a washing line for this layout. So the photo I've got is 2 inches by 3 inches, and I have matted that before I started recording onto white cardstock just to create a little border around it, and then I shall use some wax twine to create that washing line effect going across this flag. So just checking that everything's stuck down, and then I can get it all stuck on the background. And it's been great fun pulling out these baby pictures of the kids. It's been a while since I did them, so it was really fun reminiscing on all those memories that we had of going over to Northern Ireland on the ferry with them and all the paraphernalia that you need for 2 young children. So again, the same as with the background, I'm just roughing up the edges on this banner. I'm just using my fingernails. I find that much easier once it's stuck into place. And now I'm coming in with this card paper, the cut apart. And first of all, I'm going to cut out one of the tags that says Sweet Boy, and I shall just add that as a title underneath the photo of James. So I shall just stick that like that. And then I'm just going to trim out one of the other cards, and I'm going to use that little dreamer one on the left hand side in navy, but I'm going to create a fishtail banner at the bottom, so I'm just trimming off as much as I can of each side so that the letters are still all showing. And then that's going to be the second piece along this washing line style layout. Next, this tag that says, I've got it here on my desk, Hello World, I'm here. So I'm just going to trim around that tag, leaving a tiny bit of the navy blue showing still, just so that it shows and pops off the background. And I will rough up all the edges, just using my crocodile to get that hole punched. And that's going to go there. Just checking that everything fits. And then this little flag banner that says Handsome, I just think that's going to work really nicely at the top there. Either of those would have worked. That one that says So Loved would have been nice as well. Just making sure it's nicely trimmed. And you can see the shape is taking place. Got a couple of puffies to add to either end of the washing line. And a flare badge, just a little elephant. It's really cute. So here is the twine that I'm using. It's just a grey wax twine. So stapling it on either side, using the lines on that banner piece to help guide me to make sure it's straight. And using my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. Any stapler, or you could just glue it in place if you don't have a staple. So now I'm going to start to glue these pieces on top of that twine. So first of all the photo, and again just roughing up all those edges, and then tucking this card underneath once I've roughed those edges up. Obviously I don't need to do the top because it's going to be tucked underneath that photo. So there's that, and then onto that little dreamer card, and this is where I will cut that fishtail banner in the bottom. So just cutting a slit up the middle and then joining that from the edges to create that fishtail. Once again roughing up the edges, and then I shall glue that down. Next, the tag, so I'm just pinching a bit of the wax twine from that piece that I've tied on, threading it through the hole, and then I'm going to tie a bow in the top just so it looks as if it's tied onto the washing line. Just trimming that end, and then that can be stuck down. And I'm just going to tuck it. I'm worried about spacing, so I was just going to tuck that left hand edge underneath the previous card that I'd stuck down. This is such a gorgeous versatile collection, and in fact there are lots of greens and yellows in both the pink version, the Hello Baby Girl, and the blue version, Hello Baby Boy. So if you aren't keen on using pink for girls and blue for boys, you could definitely pull out the more neutral colours that are in both collections. So just roughing up the edges on this handsome banner. And then I'm going to add all the embellishments that I've pulled out. So first of all, a tab that I cut from my tab punch, and that will hold the date. And then that lovely little blue puffy heart. I've got some 49er Market tickets. Now all these bits and pieces will be in the kit if you buy the kit. Otherwise, just use what you've got to hand. And scuffing up the edges of just a little strip of that word paper. That's the reverse of the grey background alphabet paper that I've used there, just to add a little bit more interest on that left hand side of the photo. So tucking that on top of that ticket and making sure that the ticket goes up as far as the tab that's going to go on the side there. So glue inside so that I can sandwich that around the photo, just holding it in place for a little bit to make sure it sticks. And then I can add that lovely puffy heart there. And then next to that puffy heart, I'm just going to bring in a loop of ribbon. This is just a navy blue stripy ribbon. So add that there. And then I've got these gorgeous tabs, and that I'll bring in shortly. There you can see it. And it's a little birdie on a brown tab. I just think it looks so sweet. So I'm just going to use double-sided tape to stick this down. Glue can sometimes seep through and give a nasty stain, if you like, on the front of the fabric. So double-sided tape for the win here. So just looping that over and sticking it behind. And that's a pre-made wax seal that I've popped at the bottom there. I've got a couple to add onto this layout. So just cutting out this little one flag banner to add at the top of the photo, just to bring that yellow in, because I've got the yellow wax seal I'm putting at the bottom there. So just tucking that up at the top. And then here's that other wax seal, and it says "Love you to the moon and back," and a little green floral piece, just for a little bit of contrast. So now sticking that star down on the right hand side, so you've got the heart and the star anchoring that washing line in place. Now writing my date, I don't have a roller date stamp that goes back to 2008, so I'm just using my handwriting for that. And then a little bit of journaling, and the journaling just reads, "James was definitely more interested in having his photo taken than playing with the toys in Northern Ireland." And then I just wanted something at the bottom, so I just hand drew a little star, and that's it done. Thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you again very soon. Bye.